will start with this topic, that is your casting base class pointer to derived class pointers. So I'm just going to write here what topic we are going to discuss. The first of all, that is your casting base class pointer to derived class pointer. So why we do need to study, or we need to discuss about this topic? Because when we will discuss about the virtual function, so for discussing about the virtual function, firstly we must have to be known how we can cast base class pointer to the derived class pointer. Now what it is actually, so we can use pointers not only to the base objects but also to the objects of the derived classes. Pointer to object of the base class are the type compatible with the pointers to the object of the derived classes. That means once we are going to create the pointers to the object of a base class, that objects pointer to the object we can also use for the object of a derived class. So therefore a single pointer variable can be made to point to the objects belonging to the different classes. That means different classes means that pointer variable can point to the object to the base class as well as the derived class. For example, if I am going to consider here, if B is a base class and D is your derived class from the B, then a pointer declared as a pointer to the B can also be a pointer to the D. So we can take an example, like suppose I am taking here the pointer. Suppose we have the two classes are there. This is the B is your base class. Then we have the D, that is your D is your derived class. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make the pointer of the base class. So first of all, I need to define here the B class name. Then I'm going to take here the CPTR. CPTR is the pointer to the class B type variable. Then now suppose I'm going to make the object the B class, that is your base class. Now what I need to do, I'm just going to create the object of the derived class. Suppose this is the D. Now what I need to do, I just need to define this CPTR equal to, that is your address of B. That means I'm passing the address of B is, that means it is pointing, this pointer is pointing to the object B, which is the base class. Now we can make this CPTR to point to the object D. How we can make it? For example, CPTR that we have taken here, CPTR equal to address of D. That means CPTR is now pointing to the object D, which is the object of the derived class. Now this concept, that means casting of the base class pointer to the derived class pointer, is totally valid in case of a C++, because D is an object derived from the class base class, that is your B. So this is the concept of the casting base class pointer to the derived class pointer. We can also show with the help of an example. Suppose I'm just going to write an example program here. So I just need to open the code blocks firstly. Then this is your code blocks. Now I'm going to create the new file. I can either create an empty class or directly an empty file here. So I'm just going to write it down here. Suppose, so first of all, what I need to declare here hash include IO stream header file. So this is our IO stream. Now what I need to do, I just need to define the namespace. So this is your namespace std. Then I'm going to make the class. So this is your class. This class is BC, that is your base class. In this base class, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to define here the public member. So this is your public, and this public member, I'm declaring a variable integer b. Then I'm going to define here the function void show. This void show function is going to print the value of the b. So how we can print? With the help of cout statement. So this is your cout. Then I'm going to declare b equal to the value of b I can declare, and this is your b, and this is giving the /n character. Now what I need to do, I just need to close this class. So this is close the class bc. Now I need to define the class bc. So this is your class dc, that is a derived class, and this derived class is inherited from the class that is your base class. So I am publicly inherited from the bc. So this is your public bc, and in this class I am going to declare another variable that is your d. But first of all I need to declare it into the public section. So how can I declare it? First of all I need to take here the public colon, and similarly I need to take here the public, this is public, and then colon. I am going to declare a variable integer d. Another same function I'm going to take here, this is void and then show. In this void show I'm going to display the variable that is your d. So how we can do that? Just copy it, cout, that is cout, and then paste. So this is d equal to this one is our d. Similarly we can also print here the variable b also, cout, that is I am going to declare b equal to, and then with the help of this b I am going to declare, and finally I am taking here /n and then terminator. So we have declared it the one base class, and second we have declared the derived class which is inheriting the base class publicly. Now what I am going to do, I am just going to take here the main function. So this is your int main. In this main function I need to declare some objects are there, should be there. So just a second, I need to maximize it. So integer main I have taken here, then I'm just going to take here, this is your bc, that is base pointer. I'm going to declare star bptr, bptr. Then I need to create the object. So I have created the object base. Then I am taking here bptr equal to ampersand base. Then similarly I am going to define the variable bptr, then member access operator. With the help of this one I am going to assign the variable value that is your b, and I am assigning it to the 100. That means I am access the base class via the base pointer. Now I can also print, that is message here, cout bptr points to base object, because it is pointing to the base object. So this message I have given. Now I just need to call the function that is a show function of the base class. So this is a bptr, then member access operator, then show. Now come to the derived class object. So how we can make this derived class object? This is class name derived. I am making here the derived class object, and the name of the object is derived. Now I'm going to use the same pointer, that is your bptr, and assigning this equal to address of derived. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pass the address of the derived class object. Now access the DC, that means drive class via base pointer. How can I access? With the help of BPTR, then member access operator, and we have this B. So this is a BPTR B equal to 200. Now suppose I can take an example. Suppose I am going to do this BPTR, then with the help of D, can I access this one? No, I cannot access this derived class data member, because this derived class data member is the member of the only derived class. So the pointer which is of your base class cannot access the derived class its properties. It can only access the derived properties which are from the base class. So this BPTR, then member access operator D, I am assigning the value to the D equal to 300. This wouldn't work here. It will not work here. Then, so I'm just going to comment it. This is commenting is here. Then what I need to do, I need to call the function. So before calling this function, I'm just going to give the message here. So this is your C out, then BPTR now points to derived object. Derived object. So with the help of this BPTR, then member access operator, I am just calling the show function. So this is your show. So BPTR now points to a driving object. So accessing the D using a pointer to the type drive class DC. How we can do that? With the help of again DC. So you can see that suppose this is your drive class pointer DC. I am taking here, this is star DPTR. Now I am going to make the pointer of the drive class. So now DPTR then equal to, I am passing the address of the derived object. So this is a derived object is there. Then I can assign with the help of DPTR the value of the D. So DPTR is the pointer which is pointing to the derived class and which is also the pointer of the derived class. Okay, so now this is I can assign the value like this one. That was not working in case of the pointer which was the created with the help of the base class, that is BPTR. So that was not working in that case, but now this is can work here. Now this is your, I'm going to give the message here, see out, and then I can write here the DPTR is derived type pointer. That means with the help of DPTR I can also access your show function. So this is your show function, and then return 0. So this is the program in which what we are doing, we are just going to casting the base class pointer to the derived class pointer. Now when we will run this program, so what will be the output? First of all, it will assign the value b equal to 100 and it will display the value here. Now BPTR now points to the derived object. Now it is pointing to the b, that is a base class data member, but we have passing here the object address of the derived class. So it is accessing a base class data member only, not the derived class data member. So this BPTR then member operator show, this function calling will not call the derived class method show, it will call the base class method show. But in this case, when we are going to declare the pointer of the derived class and passing the object of the derived class, address of the passing of the derived class, then it can access the derived class data members and it can also access the derived class member function. So this is the program that we have discussed here. So I'm just going to copy it into a word pad so that you can easily see this program. So first of all, I'm just going to repeat it down. First of all, what we have done, we have the two classes are there. First one is a base class in this base class, what we are doing, we are declaring a member, data member, that is B. Then we have the member function show. In this function I am going to display the base class data member, that is B, and then we are going to define another class, that's your DC derived class, which is publicly inheriting from the base class. And in this we have declared one data member, that is D, and another member function which we are going to display B and D. Now, how we can make this base class pointer, that means how we can cast the base class pointer to the derived class pointer, that is the most important concept. So first of all, what we need to do, we just need to create here the BC star BPTR. I'm going to create here the pointer of the base class. Now I need to create the object here. So I have created the object here BC base. So this is the object of the base class. Now this is pointing ampersand base to the BPTR. So here I am doing the just passing the address of the base class object to the pointer of the base class. Now with this help of this pointer, I can access the base class data member and assign the value, that is 100. And I can also call the base class method. So this is a base class method. This is your pointer name and then member access operator and then show. Now suppose I am going to declare the object of the derived class. How we can declare? With the help of this your derived class name and then object name, that is your derived. Now I am giving the address of this derived to the BPTR, that is BPTR means that is a base class pointer, and with the help of this BPTR I can access only the base class data member, not the derived class data members. Why it is not so? Because this BPTR pointer can access only the base class data member and member functions, because this derived class is derived from the only the base class properties. So with the help of this BPTR we can access only those member which are derived from the base class, not the derived itself properties or data members or member functions. So with the help of this one we can also call the method here. So we are calling this method BPTR then show. Now the question arises, how we can access the data member, that is the data member of this class, that is your D, which is the derived class data member DC, and derived class member function show. How we can call that? With the help of by making the object and assigning it to the derived class pointer. So what we have done here, we have just created the pointer to the DC, that is a derived class, and passing the object of the derived class to the DPTR, and with the help of this one we can access its own properties, that is we can access its data member D as well as the show function of the derived class. So that is the concept of your casting the base class point to the derived class pointer. Now is it possible, now question arises, is it possible to call with the help of this BPTR, that is BPTR means base class pointer to the derived class data members? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible by using the typecasting. How we can do this typecasting here? I'm giving an example here. So first of all I need to define here that this is BPTR, and with the help of this member access operator we can access the derived class data member, that is the D is the derived class data member, assigning the value 400. So I need to typecast here. How we can do that? Just I need to do here the passing your DC, that is your DC is your derived class pointer, that is with the help of BPTR. So by this way, by doing this typecasting, we can access the derived class data member. Similarly, if you want to call the show functions, how we can do that? Just again, this is your DC, then this is your derived class pointer, and then BPTR, which is pointing to the base class pointer, and then with the help of this one, I can call show function. So this is what we are doing here. We are just casting BPTR to the DC type. We are casting this BPTR to the DC type. So this, it will display the content of the derived object. So that was the concept of your casting base class pointer to the derived class pointer.